Dang nabbit! I reckon I'll hitch my horse and head into the saloon.
They actually took the real London Bridge and they moved it here.
Another fine day of motorcycling. Today I'm leaving Las Vegas. I thought I'd try a section of the Nevada BDR between Searchlight and Laughlin, and from there to Oatman, Arizona. After that, I journey south to Lake Havasu City, Parker, Vicksburg Junction, then head east towards Congress, and end the day in the mountains at Prescott. Today I wanted to try something a little different. My plan was to explore a section of the Nevada BDR between Searchlight and Laughlin. Of course, my GPS acted up and didn't tell me exactly where to connect to it. So I wandered the streets of Searchlight aimlessly until I discovered where the route actually started, a few kilometers down the road. BDR stands for Backcountry Discovery Routes. These are trails from one end of a state to another, all off-road, designed for adventure motorcycles and dual sports. These are put together by a non-profit organization. You can find their website at ridebdr.com. As you can see, they set up a number of trails. It's really a fantastic organization, and I encourage you to support them if you can. Backcountry discovery routes are designed for motorcycles, but they're not designed to be easy. They're intended to take you into really scenic country, and that usually means mountains, rough terrain, sand, various things that can make it difficult if you don't have a motorbike properly equipped with the right tires, suspension, etc. My bike was good suspension, decent enough at least, but I had basically road tires, and I was loaded down with my gear. So I wasn't really set up to do a BDR, but I wanted to try it out. So I told myself this section of the BDR was about 30 miles. And if I started it off and found myself getting into some sand or something else that seemed a little bit difficult to go through, I would just turn around and go back to the beginning. No problem. So of course, the trail started off very gently, a nice wide berth, slowly shrinking down the farther I went along. I was really enjoying being away from the crowded highway. Here I was in the backcountry, no one around, peaceful, lots to see. I was really in my element. This is a great way to travel. This section of the Nevada BDR goes into the Lake Mead Recreation Area. It's beautiful country, as you can see. Roads like this are very seductive. You start off telling yourself, if I see any sand, I'll just turn around. But when you see sand, you think, it's just a little bit of sand. I can do that. It's just a small wash across the road, no problem. And in you go, deeper and deeper.
Alright, well here's where I wiped out. And the sand is pretty thick right through here. So, ended up fishtailing it off to the side here. And spinning around. Here's where I laid it down. Well, it spun here. I picked it up and I was pointing that way. Beautiful views. Pipe Springs Road. That's where I put her down. Yeah, just walking along here. Sand doesn't look that much, but it's some of these areas there's quite a bit of sand. Well, I managed to catch that on camera. I actually turned it on just because the sand was getting so thick. I thought, well, I've seen so many videos where they say, oh, I didn't have my camera on, and then they're picking up their bike or whatever. It was fairly heavy, a bit hard picking up the bike. I wasn't doing it properly or anything, just trying to get it up quickly, I guess. All worked out. No damage. It did, there was some pressure on one of the side cases, but it seems to have held up just fine. Fun and adventure. These are supposedly 80/20 tires. I think I need a bit better tires to do this kind of stuff long distance. So, good for a short little trip. Well, I made it through the sand. Definitely got deep. I was in first gear and I was paddling with my feet most of the way. The bike was great. Kept good momentum. Wanted to keep rolling. There's no sense of the back tire getting stuck in the sand, bearing in. The bike just wanted to keep rolling.
Yeah, the sand was the worst after I wiped out. It got very thick. I couldn't pull over and stop anymore. I was very hot. I wanted to take some layers off, but there's no way to get a kickstand down or the center stand down. It just sunk into the sand. So I just had to keep riding. And I forgot, of course, to put the GoPro on at that stage. So there you go. At least I got the Wipeout on film. But all in all, this was an excellent stretch. I'm so glad I did this stretch. It showed me what I can do, what I need to work on. That was just so much fun. Looking forward to doing more.
Apparently, that side of the river, Nevada. This side, Arizona. So, Laughlin, Arizona. Now I'm on Silver Creek Road. I believe this is part of the BDR as well. Google Maps GPS having a heck of a time. So hopefully it actually goes through. I have seen some cars, and there's a car ahead of me. So I think I'm going to be okay.
Ah, the joys of Google. Google kept telling me to take side roads, but there were no side roads where they said. Fortunately, the main trail was pretty clear, and I knew that was the direction most likely to take. After my last section of the BDR, this one was a piece of cake. I'd really done it. I'd ridden part of the BDR. It was so much fun, but I knew to do it right, I would either need to get a new motorcycle, new tires, or some combination. In any event, it was now time to roll in to Oatman, a very unique Western-style town. Oatman was created in 1915 when two prospectors struck gold to the tune of $10 million. The population grew to over 3,000, but currently it's about 100 people. It's considered a ghost town and tourist attraction, and a lot of people come to see the sights and enjoy the sense of an old Western town. I have to say, it was great to be riding in Arizona. It was day 6 of my trip, and I was finally here. I was really enjoying the open road. The London Bridge is in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Really? It's a fascinating story. For over 2,000 years, bridges have spanned the River Thames in London. The most famous London Bridge was built around 1200 AD and lasted until about the 18th century. That's the London Bridge of the nursery rhymes. This is the bridge that was built to replace it. However, due to the weight of automobile traffic crossing the bridge in the early 20th century, it began sinking into the River Thames at a rate of an inch every 8 years. By 1924, the east side of the bridge was some 3 to 4 inches lower than the west side. The bridge was bought by Robert McCullough, who was an inventor and entrepreneur in the boat, motor, and chainsaw markets. He had established a company town at Lake Havasu, and he thought a tourist attraction like this would bring prosperity to the city. He actually hired Cornelius Wood, known for designing Disneyland, to plan the new community. It was a strange idea to import a bridge, but actually it worked. The city is thriving now. This is why I wanted to travel to Arizona. Fantastic scenery, magnificent vistas, raw, untamed nature, absolutely beautiful rides on a motorcycle. Gold had once been found in these parts south of Parker. Many of these places were now ghost towns. Other towns were very small. It was mostly wide open spaces. I'd spent the entire day in the hot Arizona sun. But as night was falling, I found myself back in the mountains, and it actually dropped below freezing, so rather than camping, I got a motel for the night. absolutely stellar, epic day. A great introduction to Arizona. I can't wait for the ride tomorrow. Hey, I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next ride.